we're back. All right. Hello, everyone. We are here with the host of Good Morning Brick World and Pure Rant Fury, the one and only Brick Hive.
Thank you.
Thank you
for having me
joining
on
me today. It was great.
I appreciate it. No, it's good to be here.
Yeah. Man, it's those two shows. I went back over the last couple days and scrolled back quite a ways and was alternating between the two.
Mhm.
I don't know how you do both of those things because they're so different.
Oh, I know.
They're both very much you, but it's the divide is crazy. That's
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
whole in itself.
It's quite the polar opposites. Yeah, I'll definitely admit that. Yeah, I mean, Good Morning Brick World is older than Pure Rant Fury, like much older, actually.
Mhm.
I'm getting close to episode 300 on Good Morning Brick World. I don't know what episode Pure Rant Fury would be. I don't number them. But I've been doing it for roughly almost 2 years, maybe something like that. But it's weird. There wasn't like just because there was. So I used to do something called Hive streams, and they were just live streams. I just called them Hive streams. It wasn't about anything in particular. They were just completely random. And usually I would do them like multiple days a week, just have a bunch of different guests on there. You know what I mean? Just whatever. And then like a couple years ago, I was thinking about trying to branch off with something. And one thing that I do, I don't know how often, but like back then, like, I'd have some rants about stuff. Just nothing crazy. Definitely nothing like today, really. But a lot of people like the rants. They thought it was funny. And yeah, and then I decided to try and do something with that, with the ranting. And it's completely like there's a lot more to it, but yeah, it's completely evolved into like a completely different, similar but different thing now. Yeah. But yeah, it's definitely different than Good Morning Brick World. Yeah, it's like night and day.
Do you get the same satisfaction from both?
No, not the same satisfaction, because they're two totally different vibes. And Good Morning Brick World is more of a show. It's more structured. I have co-hosts. We do segments. And it's like news and just all kinds of little different stuff. Where Pure Rant Fury is just completely off the rails. There is some type of structure. Like I have like little different things that I'll kind of run throughout the show, but it's completely different. And it doesn't involve anybody else. Like I don't have any co-hosts or guests or anything like that. So yeah, it's a totally different vibe.
So let's go back to the beginning a little bit because the early episodes of Good Morning Brick World, that was it was you and I think just a couple other people floating in and out and building on stream.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Good Morning Brick World. Yeah, it also has evolved quite a bit, but in a different kind of way. So, yeah, for I don't know how many episodes in. I mean, at least 100, probably. Probably maybe more than that. It was just very, just me, and again, just kind of random. Not really any structure to it. Just having guests on, stuff like that. It was almost like a high stream, but it was just toned down and in the morning, and it was structured as far as the time. Like it was like every morning. It used to be on like at 9 in the morning, and then one of my friends that hasn't been around for a couple of years now. His name was Doc Sampson. Long story about Doc, but that's a completely different story. But yeah, I decided I wanted a co-host, and I was asking like everybody out there, like who would be a good co-host, or whatever. And yeah, Doc was like #1 pick. So Doc and I, where Doc joined Good Morning Brick World, and me and him together, like, and I got to give him a lot of credit because he came up with a lot of different stuff. But yeah, like we just kept building different things with it, you know, like segments, and like he'd do interviews, and then we started doing like news and just stuff like that. And then we just got another person in, which was Titanium J. So it was us for a while, and then like Emerald Builds joined us. And then, you know, just throughout the years now, it's like I've had different co-hosts, you know, because people come and go. And I always tell people, like, I'm the only person tethered to the show because it's a lot. You know, I mean, if you do a stream, you know, like it's not just like, I mean, you can just get on and just whatever, blah, blah, blah. But if you want to like try and do stuff with it, you know what I mean? Like, you know, we have a meeting that we do. We used to do it every week, but we just do it once a month now. You know, everybody like kind of brings something to the table. You know, like I said, everything's structured like the same, or at least very, very similar, like every Sunday. So it's a big commitment. So like just a lot of people have loved it. They've joined, and then they go do their own thing, or they just don't have the time or the freedom to commit to the show. You know what I mean? So yeah, I've had definitely a couple handfuls of co-hosts kind of come and go, and then we've had like guest co-hosts and like kind of reoccurring co-hosts. You know, just yeah. So yeah, it's evolved in different ways.
Yeah, if it was still the same as the beginning, closing in on 300 episodes, I don't know how you could possibly still be doing it at that point. Wouldn't you get bored if there wasn't some kind of variety churning through?
I mean, I feel like, you know, and again, this is anybody that does like a constant, you know, scheduled stream, you know, especially if it's like a weekly thing, like it's almost like you don't have time to feel anything. Like you're like you just keep doing it, you know what I mean? Just keep, and like and the thing with like Pure Rant Fury and Good Morning Brick World, the thing that's also time consuming, you know what I mean, and taxing is I do different intros to both of them, like every single week. And then most of the time, you know, because it fluctuates a lot, you know, I do a different member outro for each show, and they're two totally different shows. So even though I've used the same member outro here and there periodically, I generally, again, it's two totally different tones. So like I'm making 4 different like videos basically for each stream. So you know, it's like every Monday, like I'm right back at, you know, starting Pure Rant Fury again, then and into the week I get that done, and then I start on Good Morning Brick World, and you know, it's just like a cycle over and over and over again. And when I have a very, very full-time taxing job right now. So, but before, like for a few months, I was like door dashing, and then like, you know, a couple years before that, I actually took a couple months off, you know, like a sabbatical off work. So like during those big breaks that I had more time, I was able to make like, I can keep up on my week and review vlogs. I can keep doing like stop motion videos. I could do like city update videos, or like once in a while, I'd like to do like a type of like I don't know, like a long essay type video, you know, I did one on like the rise of Lego and the fall of Lego. And like, you know, those are fun to do, but they're like time consuming videos to do because you got to do a lot of research, a lot of editing, you know. So, but the one thing that I've tried to make sure I can stay consistent about is the 2 streams, you know? So that's, yeah.
Yeah. I give you so much credit for that. I mean,
thanks. I appreciate it.
All I can do just to do this stream, which is just finding somebody to come and hang out with that I'm actually interested in hearing what they have to say and making the thumbnail.
Oh, man.
That's about as far in as I get.
The whole thumbnail thing, I know, right?
Yeah.
Man. Yeah, I've definitely had a history about thumbnails. I don't know. You know, I've taken them more seriously over the years, but I don't put, and you know, and like I know people can say like, oh well, then you hurt your channel if you don't do this or whatever. And so, you know, so fucking be it, man. You know what I mean? Like the one thing I make certainly clear is like I'm gonna do my channel how I want to do my channel. And I know I can make more flashy thumbnails, or I can do something this or do something that. And some things I do, you know, some advice I do take. But yeah, the thumbnail thing, yeah, I've gotten a little bit better at over the years, but it's still, I think I've gotten better to where I like them more. As an artist myself, like I can, I'm an artist, like I draw and stuff. So like, I've been pretty satisfied with like over the years how I've gotten better at it. But there's still a lot of things, I could do to make probably more clicky, type thumbnails. Like you see like the before and after ones, or got the line through or whatever, But yeah, but there's a lot of stuff I have and have not done, for the channel over the years. But like I said, I do whatever I want to do, and then I obviously, ask the audience, my audience, subscribers, members, viewers and stuff, like, what they want to see. And sometimes I bend and mold to what they want as well, but it's still got to be something I want to do, or I'm not going to enjoy it, and then I'm not going to want to do it. So yeah. I see you got quite the chat out there, by the way. What's up, everybody?
Yeah, let's check in and see who's in here. Let's see. We got Garrett. Hello, Garrett. Let's get some. We got Life in here. Hello, Tanya. This is Brick Dynasty.
What's up?
Oaktown.
Oaktown.
Tadashi Roll. It's Derek. So we should talk about Derek at some point. I need to give him a shout out. He's got an ideas project in the mix there.
Right on.
Angel's Flight from out in California, and it's awesome.
Nice.
Get cooped.
Get cooped out there.
Papa Rex.
What's up?
Liam Brick the Bed.
Liam.
Just legendary name.
Yeah, it's a great name. Some people got some extremely creative names out there.
Yeah. Yeah. Here I am with Ken.
Man. That's a good name. It's a good name.
Hey, man, it's when I know how to spell. Yeah. It's been really nice seeing familiar faces all the time. That's going to be incredible for you. You got a hell of a roll call out there now.
Yeah, it really is. And I've always made it clear, and I usually repeat myself. Probably gets annoying, everybody hears me talk about it, but like, I just feel like I know it sounds like a biased thing to say, but I just feel like I have like the best, most loyal fans out there. You know what I mean? Like, the viewers and subs and members and everything. Like the support I get is unbelievable, and I'm so grateful. Like I probably wouldn't be able to do as much of the channel if I didn't have as much support as I do. You know what I mean? I probably really wouldn't. But the relationship that I've had with the chat, you know what I mean? Like becoming friends with people over years, man. You know what I mean? Like some people I've known like literally for like since the beginning of the channel. 6 and plus years, like I'm pushing 7. I know that. But it means a lot to me because, for different reasons, but the main one is like once you start talking with people, man, for years, it doesn't even have to be years. Just sometimes you just see them a lot, you know what I mean? You just talk a lot and you get to know these, all these different people. And not even just here in the States, but across the world. I know so many people around the world now. It's unbelievable. But these relationships that you build, these friendships that you build, you know what I mean? Like they're important. And for me, it's really like the backbone of like the community. And even more so with my fans, like because some stupid drama, happened to me like months ago, you know what I mean? And when all that stuff happened, like I really got to see like who really gives a shit, you know what I mean? And who's really there for me, like who has my back, like who, even if they don't like something or disagree, like just who was like, yeah, like this right here, that's bullshit. And I don't know. It was really eye-opening. All the support that I got, up front and behind the scenes. Because there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff, and I totally get it. You know what I mean? Like people, because like other people around me were like kind of getting attacked and stuff too. So yeah, like that whole experience really, really strengthened, you know, my love for just people that are out there for me, like I said, supporting me and stuff like that. And you know, the one thing I've always tried to make sure everybody knows out there, and is I'm just always going to be authentic with everybody. You know, I'm not going to bullshit anybody. Yeah, I don't care about flashy stuff, and you know, I don't know. It's been a really weird ride since I've had this channel. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man, but like just much love though, man, to like I said, everybody out there, man, that supports me and stuff like that. I can just never endlessly thank everyone out there, you know. Just yeah.
Have you seen the community change a lot over the years?
Oh yeah. Oh definitely, man. Oh yeah.
What have the shifts been like?
The shifts?
Yeah.
Well, I'd say the biggest thing was, you know, and we kind of briefly touched upon it, was the pandemic. That was a major shift in the community. Like it, because you know, I was telling you, like I think it was right at the beginning of 2019 when I started the channel. So, you know, like I had the channel for roughly about a year before like everything really started kicking in. Maybe even a little bit later, I can't remember. But yeah, it's hard to explain because it's not like it was a very, very tiny community. It was still a big community, but it just seemed very quiet in a way, you know? And then, yeah, like when the pandemic hit, and not in a bad way or nothing like that, but yeah, it was just like flooded, like just, there was so many, not just on YouTube, on, you know, Instagram and TikTok and like everything else. It was wild. And, but I mean, again, it's not in a bad way, because I met so many new people, you know what I mean? And we really got to know each other because everybody was stuck inside for so long, you know what I mean? Yeah, it was, but that was the biggest shift. Now I think I'm seeing another shift. And that's with like a lot of people getting fed up with like the prices and stuff. Which kind of ties into Pure Rant Fury a little bit, you know. There's been, I mean, it's very complex because a lot of Pure Rant Fury kind of doesn't make any sense anyways. It's really just nonsensical ranting, you know, just trying to be stupid and act like an ass and just, you know, but, you know, I throw snippets of like some sort form of wisdom, or like, you know, I always preach like equality and stuff like that, you know what I mean? Like, and you know, like it's really random. But yeah, like I think in a weird sort of way, the reason why I think Pure Rant Fury like bubbled up and just got bigger and bigger and like bigger, and more people like just flock to it. People send me messages all the time, like, you should rant about this, you should rant about this, you know, is because I have lines I won't cross on the show, you know what I mean? But like, I just don't give a shit. And I really make it clear, like, it's just a complete parody of all the like very pleasantries, nice, fluffy marshmallow, warm, fuzzy content and creators that we have out in the community, which is great. We need nice people out there, you know what I mean? But there's a lot of stuff I think a lot of people would like to say, but they're scared to say it, you know, because they're going to be the negative Nicholas in the house or something, you know what I mean? But I think just a lot of people are fed up with a lot of different stuff, you know, about Lego. And I think a lot of people, especially if you've been in this game for a long time, you know, you've seen a lot of the like things that they've done, and some of it is it's a little shady, you know, as far as like their intentions, or they're lying about stuff, you know. And the whole thing, the biggest thing I always ranted about was like, you know, they're a premium company, you know, and the best is good enough. They really ride their horse high with their nose high in the air and this and that, you know what I mean? But then they do a bunch of dumb shit, or have really bad things happen or whatever. Like, you know, I could make a whole list, you know. But yeah, a lot of people felt that. And, you know, they channel, you know, my hate and rage and anger, like kind of through them in a way, you know. And most of the stuff, it's not, I don't care that much, you know what I mean? Like, but yeah, I always tell people, it's like I throw gasoline and then light it on fire. It's just, it's supposed to be entertaining, not, you know, gospel. Speaking of like the backgrounds we have with heaven and hell there.
Yeah. I mean, I think I can speak for a lot of people saying watching Pure Rant Fury, it's great because you're the voice of the people, and you were saying what a lot of us are thinking and kind of mumbling about anyway. It's good to hear it out loud. Thanks. And, you know, as a group in chat, everybody's kind of on the same page, and that feels good.
Yeah, I mean, and look, I'm really just mostly just acting like I said, like an ass, you know. But again, it's just entertainment, and I just tell people, like, if you don't like it, I always have a disclaimer, you know, don't watch it. As a matter of fact, I encourage people generally not to watch it anyways, because I think some people I think some people get anxiety watching it, like it just freaks them out or whatever. I mean, and look, this is how loyal I am to it, you know, and it isn't just the show, you know what I mean, but it's to the people that enjoy the show, which is a lot. I get more views on Pure Rant Fury literally in like 24, 48 hours than I do a whole week of Good Morning Brick World out there. You know, it's pretty insane. Wow. And it just keeps growing. But here's the flip side is, and I've told this to everybody, like, I'll wake up Saturday morning after Pure Rant Fury, you know, whatever. And yeah, I'll lose subs. Like, it's just like people would just unsubscribe. Like it happened a lot for a long time. And then like it just chilled out for a while. I mean, but I also gained subs too. You know what I mean? It's a constant roller coaster. And the roller coaster, I'm slowly going up. You know, it's just, you know, is your therapy? Thanks, Oaktown. I appreciate you, brother. It really, I think it is. And look, I know it sounds silly, but I think for a lot of people it is. You know, a lot of people, I think for for a lot of people, I think Pure Rant Fury, for some people, yeah, it might be like some type of therapy, you know, or whatever, you know. Some people just like to watch people rant or whatever about stuff. I think some people, like I was saying, you kind of almost channel their own anger into it because like they feel the same way about something, and it's just nice to hear other people, you know, give Lego the middle finger sometimes, you know, because that's not what generally people do in the community. And even when people do frown on Lego, most of the community, like, they do it very softly, you know, like, because, you know, you don't want to rock the boat, you know, and make people feel, I don't know, unsafe or something. So yeah, I don't know, you know, it is what it is though. I enjoy it. People enjoy it, you know, and like I said, even if I lose subs, I've still been doing it. So,
yeah, I can't. Well, I guess subscriptions don't quite have the same impact as they used to, because watch time is far more important than subs, right?
Yeah, agreed.
But
totally agreed.
Subs are still nice to see. It does feel, I mean, you're a lot further along, so maybe it's different, but it does feel motivating to see, you know, the numbers move.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. I mean, I used to pay attention to it a lot more the first few years I had the channel. And I still pay attention to it. I look at my analytics all the time, you know, but I just don't, I don't know. I don't want to say I don't care. I just don't let it affect me in any kind of way, you know, especially like I said, literally every week I gain subs. I'll gain subs throughout the week, you know, and then like Saturday I'll wake up and then I see I like lost some, you know, but, and it really affected me, you know, like the first several months I had the channel. Like when I lost, I remember when I lost like my first sub or whatever, and for whatever reason, you know what I mean? And it's fine, you know, I mean, I'm not everybody's cup of tea, but like, yeah, in the beginning, like it kind of affected me a little bit in a way, because I was just like, oh yeah, what's wrong with me? You know, like, why'd you unsub? Like, what can I do better? You know? But eventually, and especially now, like I tell people, like, if you shouldn't watch this show, you know, so it's like, whatever.
Yeah. So Do you ever think about saying, don't watch this show, come back in 36 hours or whatever it is and watch
Oh,
that show instead? Or would you rather people not cross over?
that's yeah, that's another interesting point because that's been brought up to me a lot actually. Over the years, just different friends of mine have been like, especially one in particular. He's such a good dude. Everybody knows who he is. I'm not trying to throw names out right now, but yeah, he's told me like
Yeah.
you really should make a separate channel for Pure Rant Fury. Like he's almost like pleaded with me, like he's like, "Hi, please make a separate channel for Pure Rant Fury to make way more sense," because yeah, it's a complete. I'm trying not to curse too much, but like a complete mind fuck. Like
Whatever.
imagine, and I know this has happened because I think why I lose a lot of subs is because people will like see me on Instagram or something and maybe not see any Pure Rant Fury type stuff and see Good Morning Brick World and get on Good Morning Brick World and they're like, oh my god, this guy's so nice and so welcoming in the community or whatever, and then like all of a sudden see Pure Rant Fury and be like, holy shit, like what's wrong with this guy? Not maybe not understanding, like yeah, I can have a temper, don't get me wrong, I can definitely yell or whatever, but like no, I mean, like I don't just go around like, flicking people off and telling them their content sucks to their face. I'm not trying to like bring any drama or hate to them, but yeah, I'm sure a lot of people watch Pure Rant Fury and just been like, or just maybe the humor, I mean, sometimes even the intros are, I promise this week's intro is going to be a little extra, but yeah, whatever.
Awesome. I'll look forward to that one.
Yeah, I do it for the fans.
Yeah.
Everybody else, whatever, go home, go be great somewhere else.
I don't understand where, I don't know. I guess people are just too soft because it's the most pleasant fury because there's always smiles in between, it's saying hello to everybody, humor in between the rants and everything.
Here's the thing, is where most people have a problem with Pure Rant Fury. I mean, some people like have problems with the humor or this or that or whatever. I think where most people, when they have a problem, even people that love me and support me and stuff, where they have a problem is if I'm making some fun of somebody in particular, like specifically like a person, whether it's Solid Brick Studios or Brixie or King Katie or these other people that I don't even remember their names because they're so insignificant to me. And the only reason I know those first three is for different reasons. But I'm sorry, we have a thunderstorm going on, so my dog's just kind of like floating around, nervous and everything. You okay?
Yeah, that's cool. They can hang
out. But yeah. But and look, a lot of people that I have like ranted about or whatever, I'm really good friends with them now. Like, I'm sorry, my dog's making noise. She's just nervous.
That's fine.
So yeah, like some people I'm like friends with now, like really good friends with, and some people, have clearly told me to go F off. And they're right. Look, anytime I ran about anybody for the most part, except for maybe Brixie or Solid David, Solid Brick Studio, like, nothing's really ever personal. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't care enough for it to be personal. It's just, I've told people if there's a particular subject I might rant about, sometimes I just throw a dart at the dartboard and just whoever's across my feed with that dumb shit, that's who I'm ranting about. You're not that special that I like picked you because you're you. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know nothing about you, but everybody acts like, like I don't care about you. You know what I mean? I just did a rant for like, I don't know, probably 5 minutes. It's just, I don't know. And look, I understand if it hurts your feelings. And if some people, like I said, have talked to me or whatever, like I've literally like apologized. I don't take back what I said. If I thought your content sucked, I meant it. If I think you're an asshole, I'm not gonna just take it back. Maybe I was wrong, and if I'm wrong and you're really cool or whatever, okay, great. But yeah, I just think a lot of people really just take it way too personally, take it to heart, And, you know, a lot of people, the only reason they found out is because one of their friends or so-called friends, you know, brought it over to them. Like, why would you do that? I've had this discussion with many people, including like my own kid. Like, because my own kid was telling me, like, yeah, I'd want to know if somebody was talking shit about me. Really? Everybody? Like, you want to know what every single person is talking shit about you or whatever? Like, I can understand if it's a close friend, you know, or somebody important to you, you know, and I can definitely understand if there's accusations about you, you know, like if somebody's saying you did something or you are something because of something, you know what I mean? Like, you know, then I can understand like you'd want to have a rebuttal to it. Some things are a bit too soft. But yeah, like just going and showing your friend, like, hey, look what this person, look at all this shit talking this person said about you. Like, why would you do that? Expect, you know, like, who cares what this person said about you? You know, if they don't mean anything to you, you know what I mean? Like, that's my whole thing. Is like, if you don't know me, like if I'm not your friend, like, what do you care what I say about you? Anyway, how are you going through life? You know what I mean? Like, if you're just like falling down or you're that hurt just because somebody that you don't know said something, you know, that a joke or said your content sucked, or like, you got to be tougher than that, man. But yeah, I don't know. Some people take it well, some people don't. You know, like I said, I'm not gonna bow down and do something completely different because of other people's hurt feelings, or else I probably never have a show. You know, so. And again, there's lines I don't cross.
Yeah, I mean, that,
you know,
there's.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Oh no, I just said, hey, there's just certain lines like I won't cross. You know, other people will cross some lines that I won't. You know, and I'll cross lines some people, other people won't. But, and to be quite honest with you, I don't think anything I do is really most of the time really not that crazy. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I'm pretty tame actually compared to like a lot of other people. I just think there's a lot of people in the Lego community that aren't used to it. You know, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
I slap a warning on there. I don't know what to tell everybody.
Yeah, I mean, people are pretty squishy. So there was one stream I remember pretty clearly where somebody had, I'll skip names on this one. Somebody had basically said, you know, it's a couple things were done wrong, so more or less boycott Brick World. And we all knew that person was still going to be at Brick World. You remember that one?
Oh, and, I remember it very well.
You never.
Oh, go ahead.
It's.
No, yeah, you were.
But you never went after them like as a human being.
Oh no, no. And I'll be quite honest with you. There was more I was going to do. Yeah. It's taken me a lot of effort to not do it. You know, but I ranted about them enough. You know, I just look. You could be wrong about stuff, and I understand you can even be a hypocrite about stuff sometimes. Like, nobody's perfect, man. You know what I mean? Like, I definitely, I flip flop on stuff all the time. Sometimes I think I create this own civil war within Pure Rant Fury, like about different opinions that I myself have and fight myself about, you know. But here's the thing: it's the level of what you do is where I start having issues with. You got a problem with that particular thing? Okay, have a problem with it. You know what I mean? This is America, baby. You can have that freedom to say what you want and this and that. But getting a mob of people, you know what I mean, or trying to create like, let's not display here. Like, what are you doing? Now you're upset. Now you're ruining it for everybody else. You know what I mean? On top of to a person that really cares about the community, you know what I mean, and does a lot for the community. You know what I mean? Like, what are you doing? And like, that's where I start having the issue with, you know what I mean? And then even took it to a whole different level that I was going to rant about. But I was like, all right, you know, like I ran about it a few times, like, okay, let this one go. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's like, I don't know. It's crazy.
Yeah, that one didn't even make any sense. Like I don't know why that ever even happened.
Yeah, I mean, and it sucks, dude, because
Ridiculous.
like, and again, because some people misinterpret, you know what I mean? Like even people that love the show and stuff, like a lot of people will misinterpret things. Like when I make these rants, like it has no bearing, you know, on this person, you know, as a person, you know what I mean? Like that is just a discrepancy I have with how they handled something. Because look, man, you know, a lot of people are gonna have a lot of discrepancies with how I handle stuff. You know what I mean? So I'm not trying to be a hypocrite in that sense, you know. So like I'm not trying to take heat to her, you know, I'm not trying to you know, make more of a deal out of it than that particular thing is, you know what I mean? I don't know. I just have the ability to easily separate stuff, you know what I mean? Like from the person. I always like I always talk about like the art and the artist. You know, I know some people again have their own lines drawn, you know, but for me, most of the time I'm like, yeah, I can love a movie, a song, or whatever, and not have like even care about the artist, like whatever, you know what I mean? But I can't help it if I think that song is awesome or whatever, you know. So yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Hey, what's up, Clever Pig in the house? Hive on a weekday at a reasonable hour. I know.
What treachery is this?
Yeah, I know, right?
Such a great world. Word.
I know. You know, Clever Pigman. It was great. You know, he was my roommate at Brick World. You know, so it was really great, man. Getting to hang with him, getting to know him more and stuff. I'm still trying to figure out what to do for Brick World next year. You know, but that's a whole nother discussion.
Yeah, it's too far away, and I'm not liking it.
Yeah, it's got that distance. You know, I'm going to see if I can just. I don't know, man. I might drive again because I was going to take a plane. It'd be faster than just rent a car, but it's going to really depend on what I do for a mock. I think if I do another mock this year, I think that's what's going to definitely, you know, change things up as far as like
Are you
driving.
considering? You considering doing something big?
No, no, because I've like the first mock that I did was at Brick Fair, Virginia, and it was my ocean, but it was just configured different and everything. Which and it's huge. My ocean's freaking huge. And then at Brick World 23, yeah, it was Brick World 23. I did a mock of Darth Vader's throne room, which was still big, but it was at least smaller. And I was going to try and do something even smaller this time, but it just didn't work out in the time frame and everything like that. I still kind of wanted to do a Tron mock, but yeah, I don't know. I haven't decided what to do this time around. I don't know. I've got so many different ideas. It's because look, mocking is like it's turned out to be almost like my artwork. Like I'll draw for months and months and months and months and months, like almost nonstop, obsessively, and then I'll just stop, and then I won't draw for like a year or something, you know. Um, and then when I am drawing, I don't know if like, out of like 10 drawings, probably 3 of them I'll completely finish. Maybe a little bit more if like somebody pays me because like I have commissioned artwork before and done portraits of people and stuff like that. But yeah, the rest of them just I have so much artwork that's just like half done.
Do you ever go back and revisit it?
Some, yeah, every once in a while. Depends on what it is. And it, you know, in a way, it's like kind of good too because I have such a variety that you know when I kind of feel like the itch to start drawing a little bit again, maybe warming up into something or whatever, I'll just grab one of these, you know, half-ass drawings and kind of just go back to town with it. It's just I think because most of the stuff that I draw is like in the hyper realism type era, that kind of stuff. So it's just most drawings that I do, they take like 20 or more hours for me to draw, like if I condensed all the time together, like it'd take me like sometimes months or whatever to draw something. It depends. It just depends on a lot of different things. It depends on how busy I am with work. Depends on if I have a YouTube channel, stuff like that. Yeah. But yeah, that's mockings like that too. Like I have all these different ideas of different mocks I kind of want to do, and some stuff I've kind of fiddled around with and started, and then just kind of left it or broke it back down. Yeah, it's hard sometimes for me to make up my mind on stuff. I'm a very indecisive person. Yeah.
Yeah, being incredibly busy doesn't help either, I would imagine.
No, it doesn't. That's for sure. Because yeah, definitely very busy, man. It's quite insane. I think that's also why time is flying by so fast. I'm just doing something all the time. I like never stop. Like even when I went on vacation, you know what I mean? Like it was beautiful and relaxing and everything else, but like, it was Brick World. It's nonstop.
Yep. How much time do you put into like your Instagram stories? Do you batch those to make it easier, or do you actually make something every day?
No, I don't batch anything. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I don't even know what the hell that means. Talking about like making a bunch together and just holding on to them or something, and like releasing them like one at a time. Yeah. No, I don't do any of that. The Instagram mainly is just either a meme or like a picture I take in the city or something, like a fig or something like that. Every once in a while, like I'll have like a clip or a video or something. I don't think I utilize Instagram the way most people probably do. Cause yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Instagram can be kind of a weird place, but yeah, I mainly only do it to communicate with friends and stuff like that and promote, the streams. But like, I don't know. Years ago, many moons ago, when I was on Facebook, for years or whatever, I don't know. I did this thing where like I always would post something usually in the morning every day, just like something funny generally, maybe something like smart, or like knowledge, science, or something like that, some type of thing. And I just got in the habit of doing it for literally a lot of years. And a lot of people told me they just like it because it's just something they just recognized every day. They'd see it. So yeah, I don't know. I kind of brought it over to Instagram, where I like to like usually share something every day. But I don't know. Some stuff I just don't. I don't know. I don't like sharing like tons and tons and tons of stuff, man, because I don't like just flooding people's feeds with too much shit. You know what I mean? Like, or at least too much repetitive stuff. Yep. Like for instance, if I
when you hit somebody's stories and it looks like a zipper.
Yeah, like if I post something and then I tag somebody and then they share it, like they post it, I'm not gonna reshare it. I just I'm just not gonna do that. It's just again, it gets repetitive. Yeah, but the stories though, they don't take me very long at all. And I don't make reels, and every once in a while I'll make something. I guess you could call it a reel. Like a little clip of something, you know what I mean? But like generally I don't do much of that. And I don't have like TikTok or anything. I just
Oh. Yeah. TikTok's a whole different animal. Yeah. There's been days where I've only found out what day of the week it was because of your story. Like, oh shit, it's Wednesday? What the hell? Well, right? Wednesdays I'm pretty good about. It's usually Tuesday that screws me up. But yeah.
No, I stay
I like
clear.
I like those posts.
Yeah, I stay clear of TikTok. I was like, yeah, that's bad news. I was like, I know where I'm going to go with that. Just get sucked down some rabbit hole, YouTube takes up most of my time. I watch so many YouTube videos. Like I'll either catch streams, you know, or people live and stuff like that, or I'll watch other types of videos, like about almost anything. You know what I mean? So yeah, stay entertained.
Yeah, I'm noticing it's easy to get carried away with memberships on YouTube because the membership cost is usually pretty small. So it's not noticeable until you have several. And then it's like, oh, yeah, it's $50
dude.
a month of YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, as to all of you, you know what I mean, that are members, yeah, I can't thank you all enough. Because like, again, it would be not impossible. I'd still do stuff, but I wouldn't be able to do as much with the channel because I barely make any money off of like watch page ads and stuff like that. So the support, yeah, from like everybody, members, and like, you know, donations and stuff, like it just really, really means a lot. But yeah, man, like I saw one creator, you know, because it's hard to tell sometimes, like, you know, with people with members, you're like, wow, how many members they have, you know, you might not know or whatever. But yeah, like one big creator came out and celebrated like 3,500 members. I was like, God damn.
Wow.
Yeah, the shitty thing is, man, is YouTube takes damn near, I can't remember what the exact percentage is, man, but it's pushing 50%. Like, I got, you know, again, I don't really want to throw out names, but like somebody donated me, this was in Chicago, $100. You know, and I was like, what the fuck? You know, I don't even know what to do. I almost shit my pants. You know what I mean? But yeah, I got like $52 of it or something. I can't remember what it was. It's something like that. You know, YouTube just takes a huge chunk of stuff. Man. It's crazy, yeah. But yeah, like the members, yeah, it's an incredible thing, you know. And I've been trying to think of some new stuff to do, you know, to benefit members. You know what I mean? At least the best I can. I'm pretty lucky. I got a yeah, you remember, yeah, you remember Clever Pig.
Pepper Trip is awesome.
Yeah, man, he's such a good dude. Yeah, it's a pretty wild thing, man. It's a pretty wild thing. Yeah, I mean, trying to constantly stay fresh, you know, every week doing stuff, man, isn't easy. So, you know, trying to keep people entertained, trying to make sure, like, you know, your members are happy, you know, that kind of stuff. Because yeah, when I took a break from Good Morning Brick World for a few months, I lost a chunk of members, you know, which again, I understand. You know what I mean? Like, I have no ill will or nothing. Like, I'm already grateful that you even did anything for me. You know what I mean? Like, what kind of ass would I be if I was like upset too? But yeah, it's like I said, it's definitely an incredible thing. You know, the support, you know, people share with each other.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
yeah.
With the membership in Pure Rant Fury, did you put that Pure Rant Fury behind the paywall as a bonus for the members or to protect the show and keep some of the nonsense away?
Yeah. Actually, I did it for a completely different reason in the beginning. Yeah, so there was, you know, people may know who Sans is, you know, and he was on the Hive streams and all that stuff, you know, before Pure Rant Fury, but like he was like on I don't know how many Hive streams I did, but they're in the multiple hundreds, easy. I mean, I was doing Hive streams, like multiple Hive streams every week for years. You know what I mean? So, he was in tons and tons of them. Well, anyways, so for reasons I won't get into, he asked me if I would like privatize them or delete them or something like that. Because, you know, he'd say a lot of fucking dumbass shit. You know what I mean? Like, it was funny, but like a lot of dumbass shit. I was like, oh, I don't want to do that, you know. And I was like, you know what? I was like, it's a nice little perk for the members, you know, like I'll have a stream, you know, and if you catch it live the first 24, 40 hours or whatever, then cool for you. If not, yeah, it's for the members to watch whenever they want or over and over again. But yeah, I didn't what's up Pocket? I didn't intend on it being to hide the show, because here's the thing about the show, you know what I mean, and this is the other thing people don't understand, is like, I'm not ashamed of it. Like, I don't, if you don't like the jokes, okay, you know, like, I get it. You know, you might think I'm an asshole, you might not think my shit's funny, it might hurt feelings, like, okay, I get it, you know what I mean, like, but yeah, I mean, I know who I am. I know where my heart is, you know, I know what the stream is, and most other people do, you know what I mean? That's why they enjoy it. You know, it's not to be taken that seriously, you know. But I'm always preaching, like I said, stuff about equality, you know, and just I've you know, like, I'll rant on one thirst trap woman to, you know, 10 freaking simps, you know what I mean? Like, you know, and I spread the hate, you know what I mean? Like, nobody is special. Nobody is more special than somebody else. Like, they get to be above all the criticism and jokes and hate and all this stuff. Like, no, sorry. You don't get that privilege. So yeah, I don't know, man. You know, it is what it is. Though. Like I said, it's just, I'm used to it. It's all good.
So it's funny you mentioned like the I don't know, like the Lego OnlyFans angle there. That came up in last week's stream too. What a weird thing. Like,
yeah, I mean, look, and
it's kind of brilliant, really gross.
Oh yeah, it's like selling, you know, Girl Scout cookies in front of a dispensary. I mean, I don't know how ethical it is, but it's definitely good business, you know. So look, I'm not a prude. If you want to have an OnlyFans and whatever, fuck around with Lego and stuff, like whatever, like, I don't know, whatever, you know, like, yeah, man, have at it. You know, I'm sure there's a fetish for it or whatever. My thing is, like, look, Lego is still broadly a children's toy. So when you start throwing this stuff on Instagram, who do you think is going to see it, man? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what demographical age is supposed to be not on Instagram or whatever, but you know, it clearly there's a lot of family oriented stuff in the Lego community. You know what I mean? So when I see, you know, some girl like clearly thirst trapping people, you know what I mean? Like, you know, like I remember bringing up a point about, there was a creator out there that had, you know, she's well endowed, you know, like had large breasts, you know what I mean? It wasn't her just wearing normal clothes that I was ranting about. It was the picture you take in a bikini with the minifigure right really in between your cleavage. You know, that's where I'm like, okay, yeah, you're thirst trapping. And it's fine, you know, but I'm still gonna call it out, you know. So anyways, yeah, that's
it is weird that it's a children's toy. I cannot remember the last time I saw an actual child featured in Lego content in my feed. Other than there's one like bald I don't know, European guy. I think
if you want to make money, it's generally, or are you talking about Instagram or YouTube? Because I know on YouTube, you got to be careful about that shit. You know what I mean? Because then you get flagged, and because that was a whole thing like right before the pandemic hit. You know, with the whole God, what was it? DACA? Is that what it was called? DACA? I can't even remember now. But it was basically like them cutting down on like using kids, like in videos and all this other types of stuff. And everybody in the living room was freaking out because they're like, oh my God, because we're like a kid's channel. So like if they deemed you like kids channel or whatever, then like you lost your you couldn't get watch page ads. They would not put your video in the algorithm. You couldn't comment on the videos. Like there was a bunch of shit. And then there was possibility of getting like fines and stuff like that. I think that was actually my first rant video because I ranted about it. I was like, everybody else was freaking out. And I was like,
the next Ryan's World could happen.
Oh my God. But that's just how I've generally operated since I've had the channel. Like when other people do one thing, a lot of times I do like the complete opposite. It's like the stuff with the trolls, you know, it's the same thing, you know. Kaba, thank you. What was that? DACA? What was I thinking? Like, what is that?
I think DACA, wasn't that the something about immigration?
Oh, yeah, maybe it was. I thought it was a band too. Oh, no, that was Dawkins, wasn't it? That wasn't Dawkins.
Yes,
back in the 80s, it was like it was like hair band or whatever. I can't remember now. It's been a long time.
Yeah,
I'm freaking old, dude.
Yeah, around the same time as Dio.
Yeah. Good stuff.
What is this? DACA is Obama's Dreamer Act. You're thinking of? Okay, yeah.
No, right on. Yeah,
the Dreamer Act. Yeah,
I was way off.
It wasn't immigration.
I was way off. I thought it was the kid thing. Yeah, that was a lot of fun though. Everybody's freaking out about that stuff.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense because I think Ryan's World started off on YouTube, didn't it? And
what's that? Ryan's World?
I don't know.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But it's like that's like a clear division because that type of stuff is supposed to be like under the kids, YouTube Kids or whatever, you know what I mean? So it's supposed to be safe over there. Hey, okay. I'm just gonna real quick. I'm gonna open the door for my dog real quick so she can get out. Oh, just one second.
Right on. Order, what's going on over here?
Okay. Order 66. What's up? Make sure.
Speaking of code over here.
Make sure Mrs. Hive knows the dog's coming upstairs. Okay. All right, there we go. All right. Yeah, I think my dog's feeling a little more brave now. Wanted to leave the Lego room.
Yeah. Weather settling down?
Yeah, I guess so. I'm not really paying attention because we're talking, and I even got the fan as like background noise, but obviously she can hear whatever. Yeah, crazy stuff. I was putting the stream back on so I can keep an eye on the chat, and not to forget to like the stream, everybody. Like the stream.
Yeah, that's something I basically never mention, and I try to at least remember to put the scroll on from time to time. Dude. It feels weird to ask people to like and subscribe. It's a very awkward thing.
And I don't even really do it on Pure Rant Fury. Like the only time I'll do it is if somebody else says it in the chat, and I'll like highlight the chat. I'm like, I don't want to do it, but I'll pimp my chat out to do it. Yeah, it is weird. Like it took me a long time before when I was doing videos, like I would, because it felt generic, you know what I mean? So then I started coming up with like different ideas for it, like different ways to, because I always noticed people always said like, hit the like button. And I was like, oh, hit. And I just started thinking all these different ways to like terrorize the like button, you know what I mean? I thought at least, it was more fun and interesting to get you to like the channel or the stream or whatever, you know what I mean? Saying like, like curb stomp the like button or slap that ass on the like button, whatever. Just trying to be creative.
Give it a tickle, but don't make it weird.
Yeah, a slap and a tickle. It's all good.
Yeah. So I don't know how long it took or if it's just a natural thing for you. How did you figure out the right balance of doing what you're doing in the show and interacting with chat?
You mean as far as like what, like Pure Rant Fury or? Because
it's just in general. I mean, between the two shows, I guess, because you do, you do acknowledge chat.
Oh, for sure. I mean, to me, it's the most important thing about the stream, honestly. Because without the chat, or or people watching it really, you know what I mean? Well, I guess that's two different things too, because there are a lot of people that will watch, we call them lurkers. I'm generally one of them that doesn't chat a lot or at all. But the chat, like I was saying before, like how important it kind of became to me. And I see a lot of other people out there, usually bigger creators or whatever, that they wouldn't even acknowledge the chat unless they got a super chat or something like that, and I was just like, what the fuck? So I don't know. I look, it's not even about like, oh, I should do this because it's the right thing to do, or oh, I should do it because it helps the channel. No, I just enjoy talking to the chat. I don't know. Yeah. Good Morning Brick World and Pure Rant Fury are two different chats as well, because obviously the vibe and the tone of the show and this and that. But like, so the chat and Pure Rant Fury, I would say they make me laugh a lot more. And I would say they're also a lot more aggressive, and not in a bad way, just like keeping me in check, or if they've got a different opinion about something, because I encourage it, like obviously again, there's a line we don't cross, it's a kind of a vague line sometimes, but there's a line we don't cross. But yeah, man, I tell the chat all the time, yeah, man, you guys call me out if I do something stupid. I told them, I was like, you guys ever see me join LAN? If that ever happened or something, I was like, yeah, knock me down. Now I encourage that. But it's because, again, we all are authentic with each other. Like, let me just give you a quick example. So this just happened recently. Because a lot of people have kicked rocks back at me, and like friend Boba 501st, you guys check him out on Instagram. Totally cool dude. Yeah, and I made fun of those Pokemon Crocs like a couple weeks ago or whatever, and he made like this this video where he's wearing his Pokemon Crocs, and he's got his Pokemon cards, and and then like right at the end of the video, he like flicked up his middle finger, man. And like we talk behind the scenes and stuff, and like it's all fun, you know what I mean? Like we're joking around with each other and shit, right? Yeah. And not only that, he could probably waste me, dude. Like, dude, this guy is like a kickboxer guy, man. Like he's like all buff, and like it's crazy. I call him like a real life Mandalorian. But not like it's just fun. We're just joking around with each other. But dude, I'm not saying like you're gonna be special or something if you kick rocks back at me, but it's nice to see, even if people disagree, like clearly he loves his Pokemon Crocs, and his Pokemon cards and stuff. You know what I mean? Like that's special to him. That means a lot to him. Just like whatever Star Wars or whatever means a lot to me, or even though he loves Star Wars too. He's got 2 Star Wars names in his name. But the point is, he disagreed with me about that, and he kicked it right back. You know what I mean? That's it. No drama. Just kicked it back, and it was funny. Yep. I know, dude. He is a Mandalorian. I'm telling you, man. The dude, he's crazy, man. But yeah, like authentic, man. Like just keeping it real. And if you don't like it, it's fine too. You can tell me. That's fine. I might not listen. I don't know, man. I just try to make people laugh. The relationship, huh?
The relationship with you in chat is always something to watch and something I kind of envy. So with this show, I mean, it's a little different format. I always want to acknowledge chat, but I'm also here speaking to a person. It's not quite an interview, but it's kind of that style. So it's hard to jump back and forth properly.
So that's another big aspect to it. So like with Pure Rant Fury, I'm by myself. So I can kind of do whatever I want, the flow, whatever, you know what I mean? So I can really get more into the chat a lot more. Yeah. Good Morning Brick World. So yeah, the chat and Good Morning Brick World, again, like a totally different vibe, different tone of the show. And a lot of people do cross over, back and forth to each stream. But yeah. Good Morning Brick World chat, like it's not about like make me laugh or nothing like that, but they're mostly just, it's a really sweet, caring, welcoming vibe. And, we still get little jokes and stuff here and there, you know what I mean? But like, it's a much more welcoming type of vibe of community. Like, dude, you can probably get anxiety sometimes just watching the chat and getting Pure Rant Fury, you know what I mean? Because everybody would be talking some mad shit sometimes, or just ripping on me or vice versa. But like, yeah, Good Morning Brick World is it's a much warmer like vibe. You know what I mean? And I've got co-hosts, so they'll help out with the chat as well. If I'm like sharing the screen, you know, on StreamYard, you can't see the chat. You know what I mean? So like when I'm sharing the screen, doing the news or segments or something like that, or whatever, like they'll help me out with the chat. And I've always made it a point for a long, long time now, and I've never swayed from it, that like after we do a couple things on both streams, I always say hi to the chat, you know. And so far, you know, it's not like my chat's so big I can't get to the bottom, you know what I mean? But it is getting more difficult. It's taking longer sometimes, which isn't a bad thing. It's just, you know.
Yeah, it's a hard balance, you know. God, I probably spend 8 hours a day on YouTube. I mean, mostly just, you know, the screen off, the headphones on, whatever.
There's some people,
it's amazing how many people get lost in chat and never get back to the topic, or they do the opposite and just ignore chat entirely.
Yeah, some people are really, really good at it, man. You know, like I've often talked about, like I've always said, like Ryan, you know, in our production is like he's really good about, and he has a lot of chat, you know what I mean, like a lot, and he's really good about building and talking to the chat and interacting and stuff. You know, another person, you know, who I became friends with and I watch, you know, whenever she streams, is Jean's version. She's really good at just building and just talking to the chat. I have a hard time building and keeping an eye on the chat. I just can't focus enough on both. Streaming is different because, you know, I just talk anyways all the mile a minute. I can see it a lot easier while I'm doing stuff. But yeah, man, trying to build and and like keep up with the chat, it's tough. And like, and I feel guilty, man. And I know I shouldn't. And I know my chat generally, like they understand. But yeah, like I'll miss stuff. You know what I mean? Like it's just sometimes it's just a lot, and you can't keep up with everything. And like I might even see it, I just don't have time to react to it, or somebody might be talking, so I can't like, you know, say something to them. So, yeah, because I like, you know, like I said, man, like the chat means a lot to me. So I don't like anybody to ever think like I'm ignoring them or something like that. But yeah, you just can't keep up with everything.
Speaking of chat, there's a running joke that's been started here.
Most recently, an application approved. Dude, you know, when I don't know, the first couple of years of the channel, I'd see in my analytics, Lego.com was like, you know, I don't know, I should still be able to do it, but like you could see like different how people found your page or who's watching or whatever. So I mean, I don't think they think about me at all at any rate. You know what I mean? I know they've definitely watched stuff that I've been around in. Like I've been on London Calling before. I know like a lot of Lego masters and builders and all designers and stuff, like, you know, around there. I was told, so I filmed an episode of Sitting on the Stoop with Shy. You know, I don't know when it'll come out. You know, he's joking around, probably like 6-7 months or something like that. But he told me, Lego watches Sitting on a Stoop, so they're gonna get an earful when they watch that episode. Because yeah, I was kind of all over the place. That's gonna be a fun one.
Yeah,
I'm gonna probably get a lot of hate for that one, man.
We'd expect nothing else.
Oh, dude, I'm telling you, man. I think honestly, when that comes out, people that support me are probably gonna love me more. I think people that don't really like me are gonna hate me more. I think that's exactly how it's gonna go. I don't think I'm gonna like win anybody over. Because I mean, I don't think I was really mean, but I definitely was bluntly honest about a lot of stuff. So yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
I couldn't help myself.
Shy will leave it all?
I don't know. Because it wasn't a long, I don't know how long exactly it is, but I know it didn't feel like it was a long episode, because we were kind of crunched for time, and like I had to get up back on the floor and help London Bridge Bricks with London Calling. And yeah, so yeah, I don't know. We'll see. And plus, you know, something I didn't really think about till right now actually was I'm really a fidgety person. Like I have a hard time sitting still a lot, you know. And we weren't sitting at like a desk or a table or anything, you know, it's in the motel room. So I know there was at least 2 times I think he told me I had to pull the mic back up to my mouth because like I would just start like lowering it, you know, and talking so you wouldn't be able to hear me. So I don't know. There's probably, you know, and you know, I say a lot or repeat words. You know, I used to joke around Pure Rant Fury, like if you're drinking, take a shot every time I say like, you know, I don't know, just anything stupid that I say a lot. I can't think of course I can't think of it right now, but I say a lot of dumb stuff. Like, you know what I mean? I'll say, you know what I mean? I'll say that like over and over, or I'll say, dude, like, what's up, dude? Like I'll be talking to women. I'll be like, hey man, what's up? Like, I'm not a man. I'm like, no,
well, that goes back to the equality thing you mentioned earlier.
Yeah, it's like, oh, dudette, I guess. I don't know. It's like, but yeah, because even like with Mrs. High, my wife, I'll be like, dude. She's like, I'm your wife. I'm not a dude. I'm like, nah, I didn't mean it like that. I just say these things, you know. Can't help it. Take a shot every time Hive says, look, then lays down on a hot take. Ooh, look. That's a good one, Clever Pig. That's a good one, man. I bet that's what I mean about my chat. I bet if this was Pure and Fury right now, they'd all be trying to like come up with different like take a shot every time Hive says this or take a shot every time Hive says that. Like, I don't know. It's just how they are. Like, yeah, dude.
It turns into a good-natured pile-on. Love it.
Yeah. Yeah. No pun intended, man. It's good times.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So you compared the chat between the two.
Yeah.
How is Replay Gang between the two? Is there a big difference?
Well, kind of. I mean, the Replay Gang is strong with both, but you know, I only have Pure Rant Fury live, you know, or whatever, like open to the public for the weekend. Generally Sunday, you know, I'll wrap it up for just the members, you know what I mean? So like that's like I'll get replay from the members, you know, but like as far as like just everybody else, yeah, it pretty much stops. Yeah, as soon as I wrap it up. But yeah, the Replay Gang for Good Morning Brick World, yeah, it's strong, man. It's something I always say, like in like the bulletin board for Good Morning Brick World, you know, like what's up a Replay Gang? Because yeah, they just always continue to amaze me. It really blows my mind, you know, that I guess again, it's almost like some of my artwork, you know, throughout the years, you know, growing up, again, maybe 10 drawings, I really like and proud of like 3 or 4 of them. You know, the other one is just like, yeah. Because you know, usually with artists, you're your own worst critic. But with you know the shows, you know, it's not that I don't like any of them necessarily. It's just, you know, I don't know. I look back sometimes. I'm like, yeah, man, wow, people really like what I created to the point where like, even if it's not live or whatever, they'll replay it. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, it just a lot of other stuff. You know what I mean? Like with the replay, I get a lot of messages about a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? Good, bad, or indifferent. But a lot of people, you know, really send me a lot of nice stuff, like a lot of nice messages, man, you know, telling me how much they appreciate me just being honest about whatever or not backing down, you know. And then, like I said, when all that stupid drama was happening, man, like, you know, a lot of people like showed me a lot of love, man. And it was insane. So like I said, man, that just strengthened even more, you know, just this awesome relationship I have with like the chat and my fans. Because like I said, a lot of people was behind the scenes stuff, you know what I mean? But yeah, man, it's quite amazing.
How did it feel taking that time off
from Good Morning Brick World?
When you yeah, was that tough, or was it just a tiny little reel?
No, it wasn't tough.
Step away from it.
I mean, I missed my co-host, and I'd miss you know, the chat and everybody, you know what I mean? Of course, I missed that. But like, dude, I hadn't like slept in on a Sunday, whatever, like 5 years or something, man, unless I was sick, you know, or something really crazy happened, you know, like I don't know, went on a honeymoon with Mrs. Hive or something, never got married. I don't know. But like, yeah, it was really nice to just not have to worry about anything Sunday morning. It's like, oh man, I could sleep in and oh, I can catch up on, you know, some video stuff or like just relax. Or the main reason I took a break wasn't just like I wanted a break from Good Morning Brick World. I just my full-time job, man, is extremely demanding. Like it's a lot of pressure. Like I'm on, like I have this phone like right here. This is my work phone. It never leaves me. This thing can ring at any time. Doesn't matter. Anytime, any day. And it does. I've just been fortunate enough that very little it's gone off when I'm like streaming. Yeah, it's been pretty wild. But because in the beginning it was crazy for me until I finally got stuff kind of reined in at this job I'm at. Like the first few months, I just, that thing went off all the time. It was just insanity. So I was just like, all right, look. And it always would happen like Saturday night-ish or into Sunday morning. Just every time, man. It was like, oh, gotta go replace a water heater. Oh, shit. You know what I mean? Or oh, like I'm getting called about this flood. I need to get a contractor out there. Like just crazy stuff, man. Or even there's been times like I've had to literally just leave and go to the job and take care of things. So it was nice, you know, to sleep in on a Sunday and not have to worry about, you know, collaborating with everybody, like the co-hosts, and doing this and coming up with a theme and then the news and doing all this other stuff, you know, the intro. And so it was nice, you know, to have a little break from that. But I wouldn't have done it, like I said, if it wasn't for you know, work. So yeah.
Yeah, it's I feel like, at least for me, it could being you get the rhythm down, you're doing the same thing at the same time all the time. Taking a break and then having to reset is hard.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, 1 week isn't the end of the world. 2 weeks becomes, you know, starts to form a habit. 3 weeks, now you're out of the groove.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate thing about like if you try and do this like seriously, not even like just, there's different levels. There's just like, oh, I'm just doing this for fun. I don't care about anything. You know what I mean? And then there's like, oh, I'm trying to take it seriously, build my channel, you know what I mean? And do something kind of with it. And then there's like, oh, I want to make a living doing it. You know, and that's like in a whole different level. So, yeah, it's I took a break for about a month. Like the first, I think I was in like month 7 or 8 or something like that. And I didn't think about it, you know, I didn't think too much about it because I didn't know anything about like the YouTube and algorithm and all that stuff. But I remember like I took a break. I didn't think anything about it, didn't even check anything. I just took a break for like a month. And then I came back. I was like, all right, I'm gonna start the channel back up. And I look at my analytics, it's just like, it was just plummeted, like just zero. Like, because the algorithm just leaves you behind, you know, like you have to constantly do stuff. I know it sounds weird, but almost like staying relevant, you know, to the algorithm. You have to just constantly, the best thing to do is keep something on a schedule, you know, but you got to stay with it, and people will lose interest, you know, not completely, you know what I mean? But like, you don't want to divert attention away if you're trying to keep people engaged. You know what I mean? It's one of the parts of the analytics is the engagement and stuff. But I normally, from what I've seen, like if you're trying to stay, again, relevant, whether it's because you want to build your channel or you're trying to make a living or whatever, most people will make content, like extra content, and then they can take some time off and just schedule that content to come out while they're on a vacation, so to speak. But a lot of us, unfortunately, and I haven't done this in a while, because for those that have followed me for a while, like they've noticed, like I haven't had a week in review. You know, that's my vlog. I haven't had one of those out in like months. I think like, I don't know. I don't remember, man, how long ago it was, but it was like, I'm pretty sure it was last year. It wasn't even 20. I haven't even done one in 2025. But but before that, like, and a lot of other people that have channels and stuff, like, you got your phone everywhere. So even if you're like taking a vacation, you're vlogging stuff and taking pictures and putting it on Instagram, and so yeah, I don't know. It's a weird balance to try and find. I don't know what that balance is.
I think content creation is a lot harder than having a show.
The what?
Like, the idea of talking content creation is hard.
Oh, yeah,
I mean, at least like mentally, I think it's hard. Just talking to yourself, holding your phone up like this, wandering around like an idiot.
Yeah. It took me a long time to get used to it, and sometimes I'm still not. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, yeah, it depends on what's going on, Then there's a whole aspect of like you're at Brick World and it's like, oh, I'm filming all over the place. Like, are people going to care if they're in my video or whatever? I mean, I hope not. So because people are getting put in the video, to the point where like I didn't use it a whole lot, but my Pocket 3 camera, I made it so like the screen would just go off, so I can just record and people don't have to worry about like, oh God, he's recording, I don't know. But yeah, it's definitely like a weird thing, man. Like just filming yourself all the time and like all over the place. It takes some getting used to. But like I said, a lot of people, man, like that's, more power to them. Like that's how they make their living, and they make good livings. Like, goddamn.
Yeah, and some people are just naturals. I mean, Ryan's been doing it since like he learned how to walk. He's been around so long.
Yeah.
Jean seems to basically be a natural. She was built for it.
Yeah, to do it for like a living, man, is like a weird thing because you've got to be at a certain place, I think, to be able to do it. Like for instance, it's kind of like I was going to get an apprenticeship in tattooing, okay, and it didn't work out, but for reasons I won't get into. But one of the other aspects to it, especially because I didn't do it when I should have, but like when I waited and was going to try and do it again, I was like, oh, now I got a kid to raise. I'm not saying it's impossible or anything, like that, but to get an apprenticeship into tattooing, like you're not making any money. You know what I mean? Like I could try and maybe get a side job, but I would have to really, it's like I got to commit to the tattooing part, which you don't even do most places, like even tattooing for a long time anyways. You know what I mean? Like you're just basically like just doing shop shit, for a long time and just paying attention, like watching and learning and before you even like touch a needle. So you have to be in a good place kind of financially to be able to walk into something like that to where before you can really start making a good living off of it. So like with YouTube, like it's kind of like that too. You can, I guess you can try. Some people do succeed, but you just quit. Fuck my job. You know what I mean? Like I'm good. Just do YouTube, but you got to like really be able to get the ball rolling, man. You got to be able to get the subs and the views and engagement and all this stuff. You know what I mean? So it takes a while to build that up. And a lot of people do it a lot quicker for different reasons. There's different reasons out there. You know what I mean? A lot of people do it slower, and that's like how my channel's been. Like I've done nothing but climb since I've had my channel. It's just really slow. And a lot of it is just because like, like I was talking about earlier, like there's just some stuff I just don't do and I won't because it's not me.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And it's fine, but yeah, there's a lot of stuff. Yeah. I mean, I could do, but I'm just not going to do that. But, yeah, I mean, you just have to figure out what you want to do with it, and be the biggest thing I think is just being real with your audience. You know what I mean? Don't do shit that's fake. Don't do stuff that you don't like, but you might do just because it's popular. There's a lot of things like I think if you start doing, yeah, it really, really shines like a disingenuous light on yourself,
Yeah, I don't understand why anyone would do that. I mean, yes, okay, I guess for a couple reasons I do. For the financial benefit, I suppose.
Yeah,
but I don't know how people sleep at night otherwise.
Well, it'll catch up to you. You know what I mean? I mean, yeah, I don't know how to explain it more than that, man. I just feel like it'll definitely catch up because, like, if you try and be something you're not, you know, or act a certain way that you're not, or whatever, like, eventually, man, you're gonna crack. Like, it's gonna show, you know, and people are gonna be like, yeah, you're not really like that, or whatever. I don't know. There's a lot of people out there that do their thing, and they do it well, you know, and they've kind of carved a kind of a niche, you know, for themselves. So, yeah, you know, more power to them. You know, I saw Clever Pig had made a comment about, I never realized that being consistent with your online presence takes a lot of time and effort. Yeah, it really does, man. I think a lot of people honestly do get into like the YouTube game or whatever, TikTok, whatever, pick your poison. I think they get into it thinking it's just easy peasy. Like, oh yeah, it just looks easy, you know, just get on a camera and blah, blah, blah. And some people, yeah, man, it is. But other people, it's like you got to work really hard, you know, to get where you're at. You know, you get like, again, trying to be creative and fresh constantly is it's a lot of effort, man. Especially in like the Lego community, because you can do a bunch of different stuff with Lego, but you're still tied to Lego, you know. It's not like other types of genres or something that you can kind of branch out in totally different wild areas with or something, you know. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's only like 3 or 4 different types of creators in the Lego space, right? You got stop motion, mocks, reviewers, just like live streamers, and I feel like I'm forgetting one. But there's not a whole lot of options. So you're just trying to make one of those things unique to you.
Yeah, I mean, and there's some people that are extremely creative with what they do. You know what I mean? Like reviews on sets or whatever. Like out of the majority, you know, most are pretty similar. You know, but then you have some that like, you know, you might just really like enjoy the creator. You know, I know Jang's a big popular one because, you know, Jang, you know, he's pretty genuine, obviously, about like his reviews, and you know, he's got a like smooth demeanor about him, very professional kind of. And then you know, you got people like Josh builds stuff, you know, and like he'll like dress up and do green screen stuff, man, and like just, you know, all this stuff, man, for like just like a review of a set. And he reviews a set, and it's really great, you know what I mean? But like he's extremely entertaining. And I always praise him for that kind of stuff, man, because it's hard to stand out in this community sometimes. I mean, look, I didn't intend for it to happen, but yeah, everybody just knows me for being just the angry dude, you know, pretty much. Like I just yell and scream and stuff, you know what I mean? And it's like, you know, it's like I was almost like I'm a talking monkey, you know. Everybody's like rant about this, like, well, you know, it's fine, you know what I mean. But it's just like look, I put myself out there, obviously, you know what I mean. So I understand why that's what a lot of people kind of know me for. But yeah, I mean, I'm standing out in my own way, so I'm happy about that.
Yeah, and you seem to put so much focus on Pure Rant Fury and like that kind of vibe, and just talking to people prior to Brick World. It's when anytime your name came up and Brick World was anywhere near the conversation, everybody was thrilled that you were going to be there.
Oh man, that's super
which
sweet.
Is so different than like the concept of Pure Rant Fury. There's just like, oh man, got to meet Hive. He's so great, and
I know that's because someone even made a comment to me.
It's a weird connection.
Like, yeah, because at Brick World, someone did make a comment to me. You know, again, not throwing out any names, but not, and it wasn't a bad thing. But they were mentioning how like thought I was gonna be like a lot angrier, you know, like in person talking and stuff. And I'm like, I mean, I can be. Don't get me wrong. It's not like I can't get mad and freak out about anything. It's just somewhat of my personality sometimes. But yeah, man, I'm not like just like driving like just screaming and yelling at everything. You know what I mean? Unless like I'm behind like a shitty driver, but that's a whole different thing. Yeah, man. But I think that's with a lot of different people, not just me. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, again, we talk to each other for so long online and stuff like that. And then like you meet the person and it's just like, it's a wild experience, getting to meet people. I had my hat off for a little while and someone was like, I've never seen you with your hat off. And I was like, oh, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of people in the community that have, because like behind the scenes or whatever, like, but yeah, it's a crazy experience, man. And it's getting crazier. This last one, man, was wild.
Yeah,
it was good times.
So, do you think that's the best one you've been to?
Yeah, I mean, there's pros and cons about both of them, but I think overall, like, yeah, because this one I was with and met so many more people, man. It felt like it was a lot more interactive, and I don't know, maybe it's because I didn't display this time, because when I displayed, like, I was still interactive, but like, I was sitting at the table a lot, chilling, seeing Hive in a video chat with, I can't see it because the stupid heart's in the way. A hat was deeply unsettling. Oh, seeing me without a hat was deeply unsettling. Yeah, some people say that. Yeah. Try and freak people out, catch them off guard.
Oh shit, that's right. I wanted to start doing this, clicking the little button. Let's see if that actually ends up working, or if I'm too late. The show comments on stage thing.
Oh yeah,
I like that. That's a thing now.
Yeah, it's a new thing. I've been trying to utilize that a little bit more now. It's definitely nice. I like it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great when I'm sorting and I have YouTube on the TV. I don't need to worry about, it being on the computer or on my phone or whatever. I can still see it actually show up there. And if I want to chime in, I can pick up the phone. It's way better.
That's convenient. I see Quarter 66 comment about wish more people would drive the distance from Brick Fair, Virginia to Hive's house. It's a hike, but I had a good time over there, and his city is awesome. Yeah, so a lot of people don't know, like, at Brick Fair, Virginia, on the Sunday, the last day, I have like a cookout. Yeah, I've invited like a bunch of people, but it's like Brick Hive is not as big as Brick World, you know what I mean? And my house is like, I don't know, roughly about an hour and a half. So it's not like it's a short drive, but it's a good time. And like, and I tell people to come over, man, like, we've got extra rooms in this house, and it's huge, man. Like, so like, you drink, you want to just stay the night or whatever and leave in the morning, man, you can do that. Yeah. It's a good time. Yeah. It's good food too.
You get yard space for tents?
What's that?
You get yard space for tents?
Oh yeah. Yeah, dude. We got a huge yard.
Right.
It's freaking huge, man. Even with we got a pool out there, man. It's still a huge yard. We got a pool and a shed. It's still huge, man. Like, it's so big that I think it was the first year I had the cookout. Because the first year a bunch of people came. Like M&R, Ryan, Brightest Witch Bricks, like Clara and Sands were here. Danny Bob was here. But Danny Bob was like playing sports with her nephews and shit, like out back. Damn, we got a big ass yard. Yeah. You just gotta stay away from her dog.
It's cool.
She don't like anybody. Oh, yard space for tent. Yeah, whole tent city. I know, man.
Dogs.
You can fit all the homeless people out in my backyard. That's how big it is. Tent city.
Yeah. When is Brick Fair, Virginia?
It's like right at the beginning of August, right, guys? I want to say, I feel like it fluctuates a little bit every year, like the date, but it's like right at the end of July, right at the beginning of August. Like, I'm not gonna be able to go this year It's just there's too much stuff going on with work. But I think I might be able to go for a day because I was thinking about like driving down Friday and staying in like a hotel for the night and then coming back up on Saturday. You know, I can go down there and like see everybody. I just can't come on. I just can't get on the floor unless I like have the badge. I wonder if I wore like my old Brick badge or something I can get in. It'd be cool.
All right, I'll have to put that on the list for next year because we really want to try to do 2 next year.
Yeah.
But one is going to be about the extent of the travel budget unless we do something either short or close. And Virginia is not too bad of a trip.
Yeah, it's tough, man.
So that's really
trying to travel around and do all that stuff. I wanted to actually go to Brick Slopes, Colorado, because my kid lives out there. So I was like, oh, I can go to the convention and then like visit my kid, you know, kind of like all on the same trip. But I was thinking about just flying them out here instead, because I really want to go to Brick World, Chicago again.
Certainly.
But yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens, man. Like I said, time's just moving so damn fast. I don't even know like what the registration's like for Brick Fair right now. I'm also not sure who's going.
Yeah, with this short a notice, it's pretty tough.
Yeah. Got a pool, got a pond out back. Yeah. Pond would be good for you. Yeah, we got a pond when it rains for more than an hour. No doubt about that. I've had that in my vlogs, man. Like just how this place is flooded in different times. I miss the vlogs, man. I need to make those again. Huh?
Floods are off.
Oh,
so
God.
bad.
Oh my God. Yeah, man. When I lived down in Key West, all the hurricanes that passed by, yeah, we got flooded quite a bit. I mean, because the highest elevation in Key West is like 12 feet. It's like right in the middle of the island. It's like 12 feet high. It's pretty crazy. What's up, Rob? Rob Claxton.
Hey.
Good to see you.
Shout out to Rob Claxton for mentioning the Brick Dynasty app in Discord today. I appreciate that. Thank you, sir. That was good to see.
Yeah, dude. I definitely see
to see we're helping some people out there.
Seeing all these alumni that support my channel, man. It's crazy. That's what I mean, man. Like it just feels good, man, because it's not even just like it's weird. Like it's like friends. It's like people just got your back, you know what I mean? Like I almost feel like a lot of them are almost like bodyguards in a way. You know, then like just this whole symbiotic relationship that you have with them, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's a really cool thing, no doubt. The storm we had here in Maryland tonight was pretty crazy. I know, dude, you missed it. Quarter 66. I don't know. Yeah, well, the dog was like losing her damn mind, dude. She was down here just going back and forth for a while. And then I guess the storm died. So she was like, oh, I'm going to go back upstairs. I'm going to go back upstairs with mommy. See some more people out there. What's up, Garrett? How you doing, man? Garrett was one of the ones I met for the first time at Brick World. Along with you. Yeah. You and Mrs. Brick Dynasty. Yeah. I met a lot of people for the first time this year. It was really, really great, dude. I mean, you know, isn't it weird? Like sometimes you could try and be friends with somebody, man, and it just don't mesh. Doesn't mean you hate them, you just don't mesh. Dude, I can't tell you, man, how many people like you, Garrett, like there was a bunch of people, man, like just completely vibe with. Like just completely vibe with, man. It was insane. It was such a natural friendship, you know, like I know when you got like years together, you know what I mean? It was like, but dude, it was absolutely my pleasure, man, getting to meet a lot of people for the first time. Like, no doubt. Such awesome people, man. You guys really made my trip great, dude. just hanging out, doing stuff, passing each other by, stopping and hanging out, and zigzagging all over the place. Like, yeah, man. Yeah, it's really, really awesome. I definitely made some solid friends this year. So just depressing,
my first time meeting a single person from the community.
Oh, really? It's just depressing because you only get to see them usually like once a year. Like, yeah, some people, man, yeah, it'd be really awesome to do some more stuff with. And I'm lucky enough to have a handful of people that aren't far away from me. I just never have any time to do anything, At the time I offered to pick you up.
We actually had somebody over for dinner the other night that we met at Brick World.
Oh, really? Nice.
Oh, yeah. He was in town for business. Sig's Bricks. He was in town for business.
Nice.
He ended up coming over for dinner. That was cool.
Nice.
Wicked nice guy.
Yeah. I'm not 100% sure, but I think I've interacted with him. I don't know if he's still like. I don't know for sure. I sometimes I don't know who I'm interacting with, man. But I was just seeing. Oh, talking about the 7-Eleven Visa was declined. Yeah, I was like, it was so funny.
That's 7-Eleven.
Liam Brickworld 26. Yeah, man. Definitely. Rob was saying a shout out for the Discord. Yeah, man. Good times.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I love it. And this clearance season has been bananas, and seeing how many people are just hitting these huge wins, phenomenal.
This was the first year I didn't buy any Lego. Like on Amazon.
Really?
Yeah. I bought me a digital watch though. Yeah. Yeah, I if I was stupid rich, yeah, there's some sets I'd buy, you know what I mean? But like there's just nothing right now that I want enough to pay the money for it. Even like clearance, like some of the clearance is really good, you know what I mean? It's even worth it if it's something you want, you know what I mean? But but most stuff, like even a clearance, I'm like, God damn, like that's still $180.
Yeah.
But yeah, like this would have been the time, yeah, when Lego Hunter B, that's what I used to call myself when I go vlogging for brick hunting and stuff. Yeah, I would have been all over this stuff, man. Just snatching stuff up. Because I used to buy a lot of stuff to like marinate and sit on, not just to build. And then I buy a lot of stuff for members. I like to give away stuff to members and sometimes subscribers as well. So it was just nice to, be able to pick up stuff, that wasn't going to break me an arm and a leg, and I could have multiple stuff to give away.
Yeah. Pockets master.
I know, right?
Yeah,
I know, right, dude. I mean, I've been pretty proud of myself. I haven't bought much Lego, man. You know what I mean? In the last year, I think Brick World, I took it pretty easy. I bought a couple things. Don't get me wrong, and I spent some money, mostly again like on smaller stuff. Like I just buy a ton of like custom things, and like all those little things add up, But yeah, I just haven't bought much. I've been basically being way more picky about what I want. And for the most part, it's usually like a UCS set. Like even, I don't know, some people may have seen it, some people might not. Pictures of Soundwave have leaked. And it looks incredible.
Oh, yeah.
It looks incredible. Yeah. I mean, yeah, dude, I was, I fell for that set like a blind roofer, dude. But it's $180, man. It's $180. I'm like, dude, I think after I pay tax, man, it's gonna be almost $200. Like, I need to see it, like, see how big it is. Maybe that'll make me change. I don't know. but it comes with laser beacon prowler. So I'm like, oh God. Yeah, I don't know.
It's the first one of the three that I've seen and instantly said, "Oh yeah, that is good."
Yeah, because yeah,
I even like the
Optimus
box
and
art,
Bumblebee are
everything
nice.
about it.
I know, everything looks good, dude. And again, a lot of us were wondering like how they, were they going to include any tapes? You know what I mean? Like, and if they did, which ones? Because I was like, oh, well, that would be a cool gift with purchase with the set. You know what I mean? Like one of the tapes, But no, yeah, it comes with it, man. I was like,
yeah, I haven't heard the sound brick yet because my phone is always on mute. So I'm gonna have to play that.
Well,
that
I have a feeling it's gonna sound like good old classic Soundwave, man. So I'm gonna be all about it, no doubt.
Yeah,
I would imagine. So yeah, man, that's a good one. That's a good one, man. But god dang, $180, man. I don't know.
Yeah, the Batman Skyline was $50 off today, and that's retiring this year.
There was a lot of
decent
deals.
It's like, oh.
Yeah, I would probably be a little more reckless if I didn't have like already certain priorities kind of going on. Like I'm trying to pay off a lot of like my credit card usage from like our like the husband wife credit card. I just dropped like $4,000, man, right before Brick World on the truck. So that's another $4,000 I got to pay off. You know what I mean? So yeah. Yeah, you know what I mean? It happened, but like I'm just like, yeah, I just can't buy Lego like I used to. It's not affordable, honestly, man, on any kind of regular basis. Like, sure, man, once in a while, save up for it. But Hoarder 66 says Soundwave is the best out of all of them. No, I agree, totally. Almost all the Lego I've bought this year was from Hive at the illegal garage sale. Yeah, Old Town, man, you were kind of going to town, dude.
That's beautiful.
Trying to lowball my ass. Be careful out there.
Spark, no power. Oh,
that's what I was a little worried about at first with our weather that we were having. I was like, watch, I'll get on Brick Dynasty's show and like in 5 minutes, like my power get cut out. I was like, watch that happen.
Yeah. What was the story? I'm trying to remember. It was a couple weeks ago. Ostef was live and he ended up running from a hotspot because he lost power. Some story like that.
Yeah.
I forget exactly how that went.
Yeah. He be getting wild on some of his streams.
He made it happen though.
Yeah. He made it happen. There's no doubt.
Yeah, I got to catch his last one on replay. I missed that last night.
Yeah, there's a handful of streams I got to go back and try and watch. Sometimes it's just hard. This is another reason why I'm so grateful for people that do watch me in the chat and everything, because it's hard to keep up with everybody, man. There's a lot of people in the community, a lot of streams, a lot of video content. So yeah, it's tough, man. Yeah, there's stuff I got to go back and catch up on. For sure.
Yeah, it's nice when the ACOB boys do like a 3.5 hour run. It gets me through like half of my next work day. That's helpful.
Yeah. A lot of them I watch pretty religiously, or maybe like a podcast or something. Like I watch Shy, sitting on a stoop. I watch that, religiously. Sometimes I'll watch it on YouTube. Sometimes I'll catch it on Spotify. Yeah, like I'm just always lurking in the background because usually I'm editing all the time. So like I'll be editing and listening to like ACOB or something. I'm usually always out there, whether people see me or not.
Yeah. Oh, we see you chime in, just saying that you're lurking.
Yeah, I mean, most of the time I'll say something, just to let people know I'm there. But yeah, I mean, there's just too many times. It's like, yeah, because once I say hi, I don't want to be rude and not say hi to a bunch of people. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, I jump in occasionally.
Yeah, because as soon as you say that you're lurking, 25 people say hello to you.
But like I get it, man. It's like I don't want to sound like this and I'm complaining about it. But yeah, it's just sometimes just let me lurk. Let me lurk.
Yeah. So what do you use to edit?
I have Filmora. That's what I use for my editing. I've been using it for almost this length of the channel. I've fiddled around with a couple different things in the beginning, and I tried their trial version. And I liked it, and I saw you can buy like the permanent version, for like it was a reasonable price. Yeah, I bought it. Yeah, and most of the time I'll pay a little extra, like monthly. Like I don't know if it's like a couple dollars, $5 or something like that. So that way I can use a lot of the different features that it has. Because you can do just basic editing and stuff like that without like watermarks or anything. And there's a lot of stuff you can do. But like if you pay like a cheap price every month or something like that, like you can get a whole array of different types of transition clips and fonts and all kinds of stuff, man. I have been thinking about switching it up though, trying to see if there might be something else that's a little better out there.
I don't think I've even attempted to edit anything ever at this point.
I never did it
a couple of times I wanted to. I just went live instead.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I've ever done it before the channel. I mean, I may have and just forgot or whatever. I don't know. But like, yeah, it wasn't easy. It was definitely a learning curve. It wasn't the hardest thing I've ever had to do. I mean, like I can take apart an air conditioner and put it back together, you know what I mean? But yeah, just trying to like the right steps to do things, little tips and tricks, you know what I mean? But once I kind of got the hang of it, I do that. Now I love to edit. I really like to edit a lot. But again, it's time consuming. It takes a long time when you want to do stuff right. And then you got to make the videos to edit. so yeah, so far the only thing I've been editing is like intros to streams and stuff pretty much.
Yeah. Have you done what would you even call it? The stuck in the middle with you scene from Reservoir Dogs?
No, I have not done that, but I was thinking about that the other day because I was looking at a different Quentin Tarantino movie that I was using because I've used it's like I've lost track of different clips from movies and stuff like that I've used, whether it's Quentin Tarantino. I just did one from Robert Rodriguez the other day, like the Desperado clip, which immediately got copyright, man. I think got copyrighted quick.
Yep.
This particular one that's coming up, I use a pretty long clip from Clerks, but I've used Kevin Smith's movies all the time too. Was that?
I didn't say anything.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were about to say something. My bad. Yeah. So, I just use a lot of different, pop culture type stuff, that I grew up with and other people as well. I'm sure, obviously a lot of the stuff that, I play. Yeah. It's like I was trying to explain to Shy, because he was asking me about the intros. And he was asking me about both of them, but we were talking about Pure Rant Fury. And I was trying to explain, like, in my head, because at first, when I first started the intros for Pure Rant Fury, they were memes, but they're more memes without any context necessarily. They're just funny shit that I was just putting in there. But as time has gone on, like I've developed like this weird story in my head about like me and the Pure Rant Fury fans and members and new fans and stuff versus like Lego and money and land members kind of go back and forth. you know, because I hate LAN. I think LAN is ridiculous, but I have really good friends that are in LAN. You know what I mean? So I don't lump them all together. So yeah, sometimes LAN members will be over on our sides, you know, or hanging out. Sometimes they'll be on the fighting side. But yeah, I was like, yeah, just this weird, stupid imagination, like imaginative battle, you know. And I've just taken like the chat and everybody else along for the ride with it. But like most people, unless you start following the show, you know what I mean? Like you, and even people that do follow the show, like I still get people messaging me like, man, I don't understand what the hell that meant. You know, like why you put that clip in at that, whatever. But at least a lot of people start understanding like it's just this constant back and forth between us and Lego. You know what I mean? So that's really kind of what it turned into. You know, it's got way more elaborate now. You know.
So, do you ever have a guess when you're going to get a copyright strike?
Sometimes there's some things I'm like, yeah, I'm sure that's probably going to get hit. And then there's stuff that still hasn't. You know, I got a super chat clip of Star Wars from one of the games, and I thought for sure I'd definitely get hit with that, and I've had it, you know, for years. So yeah, Pure Rant Fury intro lore video win. I did put out a video. It's like 8 minutes long of like a lot of the clips from the intros. I've just put them in like one long 8-minute video. Dude, I ain't gonna lie either, man. I love making the videos, dude. I love making those intros. They're so fun. Because, you know, I'm always thinking of like the most ridiculous stuff. Like the clip that you guys will see if you watch, you know, this Friday from Clerks, you know, is a clip where like this mom comes in with her like little toddler, you know, showing her toddler, right? And she comes into the video store and they're looking for this video called like Happy Scrappy Hero Pup or something. And he's like, yeah, give me a minute. I'm getting ready to order some videos. Like and all these videos he orders are all porn titles. Like, so like that's like the clip. So like I'm the guy ordering the porn title stuff, and like Lego's the mom, and like the toddler is like a you know LAN member. Like it's just stupid, you know what I mean? But it's always about, and like sometimes I make it so Lego, you know, they get one up, they knock me out or something like that. Sometimes there's a clip and it's just like a member, you know, the members in the clip or the fans. It's not even me in there. It just depends, man. But like I really enjoy making them, you know, because again, it's just this constant back and forth. And it's just I try to find the most ridiculous stuff or the coolest stuff. Like I'll throw like Warhammer in there, you know, or I've thrown Ninja Scroll in there. You know what I mean? Like I like to throw a lot of really bad. It's either badass or funny. Not really anything in between. So that's usually where I go with that.
No,
sorry, I was reading the comments here.
Do you work off of fair usage and try to fall within those lines, or how do you juggle that?
Not really. I don't really think about any of that. Like I find a clip I like, I chop it up, and I slap, you know, like slap the meme stuff in there, and I'm like, yeah, that's what I want. If it gets hit, it gets hit, you know. I have gotten hit like seriously, not like just with a copyright claim or something like that. Like I've gotten like my channel has gotten a strike twice. Well, I got a warning once, and then I got a strike. And that shit sucked. Yeah, yeah. It was because you can't use your channel for like a week. And then it gets worse if you get like more strikes within a certain amount of time. And then you just get banned, you lose your channel. Yeah.
Yeah. Is there any appeal for that? Or is it just
over at that point? You can appeal it. Like the last one I got, it wasn't even my fault. Like it wasn't like I can't remember. I'm trying. I think it was a link. I can't remember what it was, but it was like somebody put something else in the chat or something. I'm trying to remember exactly what happened. It's been a while now, but it took you to like some Japanese website. And I know what everybody's thinking, but like it wasn't like porn or anything. Like it was like some technical or some tech company or something, because like I said, screw it, man. And I clicked on everything and like checked it out and everything, because I was like, what the hell is this? Like, what am I getting my strike for? Like, what am I even appealing? You know what I mean? So I appealed it, took screenshots, showed them everything, said stuff, did everything right. Never heard back from him. And then like after a month, like the strike, went away. What's up, Crimson? Yeah, it's a joke, Clever Pig, for sure. The first time also wasn't even my fault. My ex co-host that I told you about, Doc, from Good Morning Brick World, he had access to my StreamYard, because remember I was telling you I paid for the extra so my co-host can access and do stuff with it, so I don't have to just be like doing everything. And he I don't remember why, but he asked me if he could do a live stream with my StreamYard. I was like, yeah, man, it's fine. I was like, just don't do anything stupid. You know what I mean? So what did he do? And I get he didn't understand, like he didn't mean it, but he live streamed like the fucking Lego Master show, like live, like the whole thing. So yeah, man, they slapped that man and just gave strike. I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, man. Like I deleted it and everything, man. It didn't matter. And I was like, well, when am I going to appeal? Like he played it on my channel. Like I let him use my channel. So it's like, I mean, I can try, but I was like, no, fuck it. Anyways, yeah. So I've got a couple strikes before. So yeah, whatever.
So Doc, he's the one that he'd show up as a puppet.
Yeah.
Is that him?
Yeah. Yeah, it was really surreal because in the beginning, I didn't know what to make of it. Like I remember one time I was even like watching one of his videos and Mrs. Hive walked by and she's like, what are you doing? She's like, okay. She's like, Lego's cool, like now you're watching puppets. Like she's like, you watching Sesame Street or something? So yeah, it was but the crazy thing is, and I knew, obviously, like the puppet's not real. You know what I mean? Like okay, that's like we understand that. You know what I mean? But like after you stream hours for a long time, years, with this puppet, man, like you just almost feels like it's like another person or whatever you're just talking to. Because I knew the guy. I don't want to say his name, but I knew the guy as well. You know what I mean? And he'd be on the stream sometimes too, but he's a person of felt. Yeah, you remember, don't you, Will? Yeah, I miss him, man. But I was also, I don't want to get into it right now. But yeah, it was just a bunch of dumb shit, man. But yeah, that's a whole different long story. I was like, is that a gun to the person? I was looking at Crimson's thing there. I remember when Doc did that. Yeah,
Yeah, my eyesight sucks. I can't see small emojis like that.
Yeah, I'm getting there too, man.
At least you're smart enough to put glasses on. I just stumble around.
Yeah, apparently some people don't like them when I wear them on Pure Rant Fury. I don't look intimidating enough. I don't look scary enough.
You're just gonna get some stick-on eyebrows.
Dude,
thick stick-on eyebrows. Be good.
It almost reminds me of a meme of Homer Simpson. Like he's at church and he's wearing these glasses that have eyeballs painted on them so he can go to sleep, but it looks like he's awake.
Yep.
Yeah, Will, it's been a long time, man.
Yeah.
A long time. It's crazy, dude. Yeah, because I'm approaching 7 years on the channel. I mean, still got a ways to go, but about halfway there. Roughly. No, maybe not halfway, but we're getting close to halfway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, I didn't find out there was a community until, what did I figure? It was November of 22. I think that's when it was.
I saw the
So,
community
hasn't been very
before I
long.
started. Yeah, I saw the community before I started the channel. It was really odd. It's very surreal. Because yeah, you know, you see all these. I didn't know at the time, but you see all these AFOLs. You know, like just conversing about Lego and other random shit. So yeah, I mean, I got it back into Lego because of the Star Wars ships. But when I started watching the community, I'd see these people with these cities and stuff. And like I really fell in love with like the whole city stuff. Cause like I'd see people and they have cities that they built and have like, you know, Daredevil and Spider-Man or whatever on the rooftops. I'm like, oh yeah, that's awesome. I want that. And then I just started putting everything in my city, whether it's Harry Potter or Star Wars or whatever. But yeah, it's changed a lot, man. It's just gotten a lot more bigger, and Lego, you know, their ego's gotten huge. These comments, man.
Yeah, I wish I'd found the community earlier. You know, it's younger. I associated with Lego with the kids who were like eating their boogers and getting beaten up all the time, and like,
yeah, I don't know what it is.
That's lame.
You know,
and then
you know,
like, here I am in my 40s, and people.
Yeah, there's like this weird hierarchy to nerd stuff. You know, like toys or collectibles. And yeah, because I've collected comic books like, you know, since I was a kid. Or I'd collect certain other things just periodically. You know, every once in a while I'd buy me like a Transformer I like or something like that. But I was always about pop culture and stuff, just because, you know, I was growing up with cartoons and everything else. But like, yeah, I would fucking give a shit about Lego. It's fine, man. You guys take your building blocks, go over there with your Monopoly and your puzzles. You know what I mean? That's great. But yeah, like I was building Star Wars like model ships, and I don't know, I happened to seen one, and I really wanted it. And Mrs. High bought it for me. And then she bought me like another one, and then like another one, you know. And then I don't know. Then I started really like looking into it. Like, well, I was like, holy shit, there's a lot of stuff out there. And I got back into Lego pretty much right when the new movies and stuff were coming out. So like I got like this whole wave of Rogue One sets, and then the Force Awakens stuff was really good. Yeah, I came in like at a really good time, and then yeah, just kind of all started going downhill.
Yeah. Well, I guess the upside there is, even if some of the product, well, Jesus, everywhere. Even if some of the product starts falling apart, the community's still awesome. So you can kind of pick and choose and still have your fun.
Yeah.
And you can always rant about it in the process too. Enjoy it that way.
Yeah. 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 I mean, that's been, like I said, the most surprising thing, you know, I didn't really see coming was, you know, I started the channel, I don't know, you know, for fun, but I don't know what my serious intentions were at first. You know what I mean? I think I was just kind of trying to carbon copy, you know, a lot of the stuff that I was seeing out there. And then once I started like kind of getting in my own groove, and I was like, oh, I want to do this instead and change this or whatever. But yeah, what I just didn't see coming was like, again, all these friendships and stuff that, you know, I build up over time. And then again, all these people that support me and like my stuff. And, you know, it's a pretty wild thing for sure.
Good night, Tron.
Good night, Tron. I feel you. Like, what time I got to work tomorrow? Oh man,
yeah,
it never stops. I'll tell you
that too. Yes, sir. Yeah, the wife's traveling right now, so had to do her stuff and my stuff tonight. She does so much more than I do.
Well, I
tried to do all of that stuff myself. Hell,
dude, I don't even know. Like, if something happens to Mrs. Hive, I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do, man. Because I mean, like, yeah, I don't mean like with surviving with normal type stuff, but like, I don't know. She's done so much that now I'm like passive and complacent. Like, I don't know what medicine I should probably, get if I needed to go see a doctor again. I know one of them, but like, I don't have them all memorized. Like our finances, paying this house off. It's really cool though. Yeah. We got solar panels, I don't know, like a month or whatever ago. And we finally are seeing some of the rewards from it. Like we got our electric bill, and instead of like $300-400, it was $10. I was like, hell yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I was like, yeah, saving the environment's great, but I'm like, I need some cheaper bills.
Yeah. Did you know they were getting installed before they showed up to your house to install them?
Yeah. I did get stuff done. Miss Hive has a habit, like she's developing a habit every time I go to a convention or something like that. She gets something done to the house while I'm gone. So yeah, this time it was like hardwood floors and carpet installation. Oh, and she bought new furniture too. I was like, all right, whatever. It's like, that's your money.
Yeah. Well, she can handle it. It's awesome.
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we joke around, about like if something happens to her, like bad, like the life insurance that she had, like I could pay off the rest of this house. You know what I mean? If something happens to me, the life insurance I got, like she might be able to pay off her car. I don't know. I said, hey, look at this.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you could always tell her that if she wants more out of your debt, then she can just get you better insurance.
Yeah, that's true. I'm just trying to be a stay-at-home husband, man. I'm like, when's that going to happen? I was like, I'm ready for it.
Oh, man. I could not handle it.
Oh, really? It'd be a change of pace for me.
I couldn't do it. I love my kids to death, but...
Oh, well, our kid's grown, so that's out of the equation.
Yeah. No. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's the good life then.
Yeah. I don't need to take care of any kids. That's okay. Yeah. I'm good.
It's a good feature.
Yeah.
Yeah. So being a stay-at-home dad without a kid at home, that sounds pretty ideal.
I mean, don't get me wrong. She's still gonna make me work. It's not gonna be like an easy life. It's just not gonna be like the stuff I deal with now, which is a lot more, and it give me more time to work on the channel as well.
Yeah. I mean,
good night, Clever Pig.
Good night, man. Yeah, there's no benefit to just sitting at home and being a lump anyway. At that point, your life just falls apart. You got to keep it moving, make progress.
Yeah, I'll definitely be keeping busy, man. There's no doubt about that. No doubt about that. I was gonna remind everybody, definitely make sure you like the stream. Like it. Liketh.
Yeah, actually, I'm going to shut that little scroll off now that you've mentioned that. We'll put that away. I'm tired of looking at it. The scroll drives me crazy. Although I'm noticing it repositions chat on the screen. Like,
oh, yeah.
See that again. Yeah, it actually pushes the chat up.
Pushes it up, yeah.
I guess it doesn't matter either way. All right, man. I think this is probably a good time to wrap because it is late and there is work tomorrow. I appreciate you hanging out. It's been awesome.
Oh yeah. No, thank you for having me, man. It's been a lot of fun. It's always interesting when people pick my brain about stuff. I never know what the hell I'm going to say. But yeah, but you guys are great.
Man,
I love
that's the story of my life.
I love the channel. I love what you do. I like these interviews you guys have been doing, man. It's good stuff. Taco was hilarious. Taco's great, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, like that was a fun one. I was liking that. Yeah, man. She's got a hell of a sense of humor. She's got a hell of a sense of humor. But yeah, no, and again, just like I was saying about Brick World, man, it was really truly awesome, you know, getting to meet you guys and hang out. And I can't wait to do it again. You know, it's gonna be a lot of fun. And if you guys ever going up and down on the East Coast or something like that, man, let me know. You guys can come here and hang out and whatever, you know what I mean? So you're always welcome here.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Yeah. I'd say that I would offer the same, but you'd be on a couch and my kids would be in your lap. That's how my kids are.
Dude, we have the ultimate party house, man. Mrs. Hive and I. It's just her and I. Like, we have 2 extra bedrooms. We have this massive deck and porch that wraps around this place. Obviously, the Lego room, that's an attraction for a lot of people. You know, we got a hot tub behind those doors back there. Got a freaking pool. Like, that's what I tell you, man. Please come hang out. Bring your swimming trunks, man. Like, we'll party. We'll party it up. Have a good time. Like, because we don't really get to utilize this place, man. Like, like we would have been fucking throwing down, man, if we owned this place like we were in our 20s, even in our 30s. But yeah, I'm gonna be at 50 in 2 years. I'm like, oh God, I can't party like that anymore, man. Maybe. I don't know.
Oh, don't get me started thinking about 50s.
Yeah, right. Like FU 50s.
That's not a good way to end. Let's not. Hey, everyone that came and hung out tonight, you guys are awesome. We appreciate every single one of you. Tune in next week. Shy will be here with us. And,
Shy.
Well, that's another good conversation. It'll be a good night.
Definitely, man. Definitely have a good conversation with Shy.
So, all right.
But thanks again for having me on, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you once again, sir. I appreciate it.
It was a pleasure being here.
All right. Good night, everyone.
Yeah. Good night, everybody.